Welcome back to the Play On Podcast. This is episode number 122. Jesse and Jerry. We're just talking about transfers. We'll just talk about it, I guess. Yeah, Vuskovic, sought after talent, left Tottenham.
Yeah, it was. We were just discussing it. I think it's pretty awkward because Vuskovic is like one of the top center back talents in the world, especially after his breakout performance. You could say in the Bundesliga with is it
Hamburg.
Hamburg? Yeah, he was outstanding for them. Every big club was circling around him and looking at him and potentially signing him for a big money move, and he surprisingly went to Brighton for a pretty cheap deal for like 45 million, which is surprising because they Spurs earlier in the window signed Van Heck, the Netherlands center back, for like 55. So it's like it doesn't really make sense,
It may,
especially with Vukovic being 19 and Van Heck being 27.
Maybe it was a De Zerbi transfer. Maybe he wanted. He didn't like his profile, which again would be interesting because I think he's a pretty good ball playing center back. Maybe it's just something to cook the books, not cook the books, but like balance the books out that they needed to sell someone. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, they've had a pretty busy summer too because they got Hugo Tonali, Matheus Fernandes, and now Van Heck.
But I'm more surprised it didn't come from like midfield wise, because they have, like you said, all they've signed Tonali, Matias Fernandez. They have a lot of midfielders and not enough players for that spot, or like not enough spots for those players. Because even beforehand, they still have Archie Gray there. They have James Madison, who should be finally healthy. They have Pepe Sar, Bentancur.
Bergvall.
Bissouma just got released, so, and then Bergvall, who wants to leave. So if they were gonna, like you say, help the Bucks, I think Bergvall would have been like the perfect one to sell since he already wants out and he would get you a good amount of transfer.
Who
And
knows? It's a.
center back has always been.
I was
Oh,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
it's a Spurs thing. I was gonna go what you were gonna say. Just like they're also selling Cuti Romero, so it is weird why they would sell another center back.
Yeah, and plus center back has been a weak spot for them because like they've had their center back duo of Coutinho Romero and Van der Ven have been injury prone. So having extra bodies there wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, maybe it was just a super competitive spot, but who knows? It's Brighton. I mean, it's Tottenham after all. We'll see how it plays out. I don't think they'll be done in this market. I think they're still going to make some moves. Like you said, there's just still a lot of coverage they need to do, especially with. I know they're not playing European football, but just the English football schedule is super congested, and you need a lot of bodies. And I think the primary goal is probably not to win it, but to make top four, top five, whatever you need to get into the Champions League. So again, they're kind of being spread out too thin because I think in the attack they have a decent amount of players, especially wingers. They have a lot of wingers.
Well, yeah, they have a lot of players, but I think the biggest addition would be getting the injured players back because where is it? What's his name? Um,
Kulusevski?
yeah, Kulusevski missed all of last year from a mystery injury that he was supposed to be back. So I wonder what's that all about. So hopefully some update on what's going on with him would be great. But no, the Kudus was great for them at the start, and then he picked up an injury and just was never the same, or like he didn't return.
Yeah, so they have a lot of things. Same thing, Xavi Simmons. He injured himself at the end of the season, so he's gonna be back probably November,
Mid-season probably.
yeah, December, sometime there. So I don't know. I hate it, dude. I'm excited to see Spurs for some reason specifically because I think there's everybody's gonna change them. I think it's a kind of an Ange Postecoglou signing kind of deal, but I know last time
Jerry, they got
we were excited and they just almost got relegated.
Jerry, they got you in that. Was it that prisoner hold where they've held you hostage for so long that you're starting to fall in love with your captor? Is that what's happening right now with Spurs?
Yeah.
You're excited to watch them?
Well, I think they made a decent amount of signings because they definitely upgraded the midfield. That's one thing. Their attack, I think they have a slight boost, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting with an actual capable coach.
Yeah, with the yeah.
But we'll stick with
Oh,
transfers.
oh, but before that, also I I guess the only thing I am looking for about Spurs is the I don't know if you've seen there's a on TikTok there's this guy that was going around and picking uh pick, who he was picking who was gonna be his Premier League club, and he ended up with the Spurs, and everyone in the comments was like, "Oh, good luck with that, brother."
I don't know, probably picked the worst one. You should have just chased glory and picked Man City.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to his reactions.
Um, what is it? Transfers, we'll stick with that. I think that's the hot topic. The biggest one is Diamonde snubbing PSG and pretty much accepting a role with Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think this Yan Diomande situation, I think it's basically to put pressure on Vinny, because Vinny does not want to renew. He still wants those exorbitant amount of wages, and Real Madrid said no. This is our final offer of what we're going to give you, and if you don't want, we're going to bring in a replacement, and we're going to sell you this summer.
You think that's what it is? But then again, Vinicius has to agree to the sale.
Uh, yeah, I think he'll agree to it. I think he'll be forced out.
It'll be interesting. Well, it'll be interesting to see because I don't think this Jan Diamonde transfer makes sense. Even I think all of Real Madrid's transfer window's been interesting. I understand the center backs. You guys were very lacking in depth in center backs, but for signing fullbacks didn't make too much sense. But you guys have a lot. Maybe in the left back spot, but Cucurella is pretty much an undoubted starter for any team. Dumfries makes a lot of sense. You got to give competition to Trent. So, but the Cucurella one does not make sense because you just bought Carreras.
Yeah, I think that one's for because they're still trying to sell Mendy, but Mendy doesn't want to leave, so they could have two left backs. For me, the one that doesn't make sense is the Bernardo Silva one,
That one too, yeah.
because there's so many bodies already there, and then we're still trying to bring in Rodri, and which I think there's so many people already there. Like I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to work out because Jude's going to be an undoubted starter.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Gullit going to get his minutes from? Is he going to be playing right wing? Is he going to be the 10? Is he going to be playing deeper? And then Tchouaméni, and then Rodri, and then at the bottom of the pecking order, there's Camavinga now. And then for Diamonde, a lot of people keep on saying that he's going to play right wing, but the right wing's probably the most congested spot out of all.
Rodrigo comes back.
When Rodrigo comes back, we have Brahim Diaz, we have Endrick, Gullit can also play there. Like
Masantuono.
that's not Masantuono. Like we got all these guys there. I don't think that's necessary. That's why I say when Diamonde, I think it's left wing, because there's less people that can play there.
And even then, go ahead.
I was gonna say even then there's like talk about Franco Masantuono's for sure going on a loan. They're trying to do with Endrick last year to get minutes to improve, and then it looks like Gonzalo Garcia's can be sold.
And that's when his career is gonna flourish. But I was gonna say even then, like if Diamonde plays left side on the left wing, it's not gonna help him because again, Mbappe drifts a lot to the left. He's gonna have to like find a way to get used to that, and it's probably not gonna be easy, especially since he's gonna get probably limited minutes. But yeah, I think it's a lot of pressure for a 19-year-old again who just started playing football not too long ago. It's a huge move. I'm surprised Real Madrid went for it. I know they've been getting like snubbed by not snubbed, but like Olise was never going to be sold. Who was the other big name that they wanted?
It's just Olise.
It was Olise probably, but he was never going to be sold from Bayern Munich to Real Madrid from the start.
I think the problem is with the Olise is that even if he does want to come, Bayern has complete control over it, especially because he's just recently signed a new contract. He's got a contract until like 2030, 2031.
Mm-hmm.
So it's similar to the Athletic Madrid situation where they're not going to sell him unless they want to, and that's why Real Madrid contacted Bayern and he said we're not going to go for him unless you guys say he's available, because even if he says he wants to leave, it doesn't matter because Bayern hold the cards in that situation.
Big fact. So again. But there's also controversy around the whole thing because Fabrizio Romano apparently tweeted it just to be the first person to say it when the fee's not even agreed to yet. I think it's in the excess of 100 million euros, and then even PSG came out and saying that it's stupid. That I think it's pretty much that pretty much saying like it's stupid that Real Madrid's going buying a player for this such an inflated price that they were in a bidding war with them, and it's like we're not gonna. I'll try to outbid you guys because, again, this player again even then the this what is it called discrediting the player be like he's not worth that much, you know.
Yeah, but I think PSG's problem has been that they've been in pole position for over a month now, because everyone has known that because since like the beginning of the World Cup, he said that because Liverpool were in for him, and then he basically said, no, I want to go PSG. That's my preferred destination, and everyone knew that, and sort of everyone backed off and was expecting him to make that move, but then PSG just sort of like put it on the back burner, and we're doing a bunch of other stuff. And then Real Madrid came in and just basically was like put pressure on them, because everyone knew it was going to be in excess of 100 million, because Liverpool bid 100 million and they said no.
Yeah. So again, Real Madrid has to win something if they're spending this much money. Because this is how Barcelona was. Like they kept buying players. Obviously, like the wages. Who knows if he has astronomical wages, but you know the funds aren't being there. Are not going to be there at the end of the season, especially when you're not winning anything. And winning nothing three in a row is going to be hurting their pockets.
Well, so far the transfer window, it's mostly been free transfers, and that's been by clearing up wages from other players, because Alaba was left and his wages, he had big wage,
Mm-hmm.
similar with Dani Carvajal. Fran Garcia left, Dani Ceballos left, so they basically, like the Konate, Dani where's it,
Dumfries.
Dumfries, Bernardo Silva, those were free transfers, or like low transfers that were basically covered by that, because Dumfries is like going
20.
for like 15,
Mm-hmm.
15, 20, and then Cucurella was 50 million,
Yeah, it was a bit more. Mm-hmm.
and then this one, and then Rodgers is supposed to be like 70 or 60 million. But that's all been covered so far, especially also because of the amount of money they've made from the academy players being sold, which might increase even more with Gonzalo Garcia, because so far we've sold like 140 million in funds that we've gotten from selling the academy players.
Yeah, and same thing with the what's it called the Nico Pass thing. It helped them a lot. How much did they buy him back for? They bought him for what 40, 30?
60.
So they bought him for 60,
They,
but then sold him for 70. Yeah.
no. They got him back, and then uh for like 8, and then they sold him for 60.
Yeah, so that's a positive outlook in their books. So I think someone else could sold. I think Endrick was like is gonna be the. Again, this is
Well,
just me
go,
throwing shit at the wall, but I think he might be the guy that's gonna be sold to because I think Endrick has a good market. Mas Antonio definitely hurt his market. No one's gonna pay the 80 million that this guy paid, so loan makes sense. Endrick has a high value and he could easily be sold. Like a lot of teams in Europe would be interested in.
well, I don't think so, because I think if anything, it will probably be Brahim, because there is a market there as well. Because a lot of clubs have been looking at him,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think necessarily it'll be them. Like I said, Gonzalo Garcia is going to be has been linked with a move away for 30 to 50 million, so that will help the books again, because that'll be pure profit from the academy. Because like I said, they have currently 140 million from academy sales, because they sold Nico Paz, Valdepeñas, Manuel Angel. They got Victor Munoz, 20 million from there, from that sale. We just sold our third goalkeeper, Fran Gonzalez, to like Sevilla, and then we got 15 million from a center back, Mario Villar or something like that. He was in Lazio. Got sold to AC Milan, and we still had 50% of him, so we got 15 million for that. So we're just racking up money from there.
It'll be
So
interesting
so
to
right now we're at positive.
yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Diamonde responds to. He's gonna get a bench role off the rip, right? He's not gonna start. He's gonna have to earn his starting spot, and then again, if he can't break the starting 11, when do the frustrations start? When do the fans start saying he's a bust? Because I know you probably won't be one of those fans that are just gonna say he's a bust, even though he's getting like lack of minutes, and even in those minutes he hasn't done much. But there's a lot of pressure when it comes to playing in big clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona. A lot of people are impatient too. So, and again, if again, this is just if Real Madrid's not playing well. On top of that,
Yeah, I think a lot of depends on how uh, fans take to how Jose Mourinho plays, because apparently it's we all know how he plays. It's not gonna be possession based football. He's gonna be very direct. It's gonna be very quick counterattacks. What he's going for. So this is a player that makes sense because it's a profile that goes well with it. But it just depends how well the players are receptive to it, because they have to be at this point, right? Because everyone knows. Because last year everyone sided with them, and it was like, oh, it was Xabi Alonso's fault, and then we all clearly saw it wasn't his fault. After Arbeloa basically gave them free reign, and they couldn't do it.
I'm calling it Mourinho gets fired in November. He's gonna get fired in November. I don't know. I think his playing style is kind of outdated at this point, especially with the team he has. Like they're not kind of a defensive type of team. Like Vinicius is not gonna press for long. Mbappe, he'll press for a bit, but then he'll stop. So it's gonna be interesting. Let's see how it boils over. And we already know there's tension between Jude Bellingham and Mbappe.
I think it depends on the construction of the squad, because it depends on if Rodri comes in, because that brings leadership into the locker room, and then if Vinny's still there, because if Vinny leaves, I think that clears up ego space for the in the squad, so they could that could help. But if he stays, I think it just managing that. I just think it depends on how the squad looks at the end of it.
Yeah, it does. I think they brought a little bit of leadership with Bernardo Silva, but Bernardo Silva is more of a clashing guy, so I think you guys definitely do need Rodri. But then again, who knows how the tension is between Rodri and Bernardo Silva because of the World Cup game, but I'm pretty sure there's none. They're really good friends. But again, it also depends if Rodri gets well because apparently he is having the knee surgery
Back,
or
I thought it
back,
was
knee or
back.
back. But apparently, yeah, he's having a surgery. So, and there, again, there's not really too much movement on his right now, on his like departure. So we'll see. I think that if anything, they had to party sell Camavinga first, or negotiate him into the deal.
Well, that's what they're saying, that they just might leave certain people out of, because you know how in La Liga you get 25 spots. It's currently like filled, so if they get those signings, that they're just gonna leave people that they wanted to sell that wouldn't leave out of the squad, like Asensio, potentially Camavinga, and then those two, yeah.
Oh, the saga never
'Cause-
ends. Who says there's no drama in football, Jesse?
Yeah, because they told Asensio, if you don't leave, we're just gonna not put you in that 25 squad, and then for center back cover, we'll just call up from the academy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard. It's gonna be a rough summer for Real Madrid. They're gonna experience of like what it's like for players not wanting to leave your club.
Well, we already had that last year, because last year they were trying to sell Mendy, and then he didn't want to leave, and he stayed. That's why
and
we had three left backs.
and Rodrigo
And
too.
again, well, I think depending on how Rodrigo looks, I think he's sold next year in the summer. As long as he retains his value, I think they'll sell him
Yeah,
probably.
I agree. Moving on to a different club, Barcelona. No, not much movement between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona for Julian Alvarez, which I expect. Again, I don't think the transfer is gonna happen. It's too difficult. Again, why the fuck? Why did he sign a renewal if you're trying to leave the club and knowing that you want to go to Barcelona? You know, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and especially for all, it's a long term one, because he signed at the beginning of last year, so it was like a 6 year deal. So
Yeah.
there's no chance. It's until 2031.
Like, if he knew he wanted to go to Barcelona, it would have been a lot easier. They wouldn't have any leverage at all. And yeah, but yeah, they restarted their interest in Kurpi. So we'll see if that happens. Again, Bournemouth is looking for a huge sum, so for another one.
Again, another 130 million.
I think the backup plan is Anselmi. Who does he play for? He plays for a Bundesliga team. I forget who he plays for, but he has a transfer to another club. They're negotiating with it, but he's waiting for Barca. For center backs, it doesn't look like they're signing anyone just as of yet. I think Guti Romero's still the rumor. Laporte did offer himself to Barcelona, but he doesn't have a buyout clause, so they would have to negotiate with the club.
And negotiate with Bilbao, and that doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard buy, but Who knows? I definitely just need. If we're not gonna get a striker, we definitely just need a good center back. Looks like we're keeping Kunde, unfortunately. So I think we could have got a pretty penny for him.
Well, I think Barca's situation got set back a lot with the roof situation because they had to divert or they had to ask for that loan, so that hurt their situation. And then there's also um, they were expecting certain players to be sold, and they haven't been sold yet, so that's like delayed their plans.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the right now the only capable signing they have is of the young kid for 8 million. What's his name?
Oh my god, I can't think of it right now. But no,
It was
from Club
from
Bruges.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they also signed
The
Adeyemi.
Egyptian kid. Oh
No,
yeah, the
Adeyemi.
young too.
Yeah, he signed. He got registered. Where's Barca?
Helped by Adeyemi because it has been known for like a year now that he's been wanting to leave because of his partner not being able to live the lifestyle she wants at Dortmund.
For real? That was the thing.
Yeah, that's why he said that he wanted to leave because like that she wanted to like experience a different lifestyle and yeah,
Uh,
that's why
can
they got him so cheap because his wages were a little bit higher because they got him for like I want to say 30 and below, and then his wages are supposed to be pretty decent.
That's a dub for us. But yeah, Adeyemi's a good signing in my opinion. He could pretty much play in any position in the attack. So people are saying people were worried that Rafinha was gonna get sold. I low key did want to sell him just because I think he's been having a lot of injuries. But then again, it's all the games he's been playing. So now we do have a lot of rotational guys and quality guys. Like Rooney Bardghji, he's really good, but we still gotta have to develop him, you know. Whereas
Yeah,
an
I think the
Adeyemi could
problem
just
right
start.
now is for Barca is figuring out the rotation and the minutes of how what each guy's going to get.
And there's gonna be enough games because we saw it last year how we kind of went early. We kind of went down early, especially that PSG game in the Champions League. We were pretty much playing with rotational players because there were so many injuries. But
Yeah, because I think the starting front three is going to be Rafinha on the left, Gordon at striker, and then Lamine. Because I know people are saying it's going to be Adeyemi starting, but I think he comes off the bench. I
yeah,
think they still start with Rafinha because they those so they could press.
you think it'll be a false nine, Rafinha?
I think him and Gordon could rotate because we saw Gordon last year play as a striker for Newcastle, so I think they both can do the role. I think it depends on the opponent because sometimes it will suit a different type of player.
It'll be
And then,
it'll be interesting because again, say we don't send a striker, who's starting? Because then we have Olmo too, and Olmo can play a false nine. But fuck, they signed Jesse Bisiwu. Bisiwu. Interesting enough, he didn't sign with Club Bruges because they can't offer him a contract until he turns 18. He turned 18 and then he's just said he went pretty much on a free transfer to Barcelona. Well, it was going to be a free transfer, but Barcelona didn't want to break up the relationship. They let Bisugu sign with Bruges and for a low fee, and they just bought him for a low fee. But
yeah, well, you said striker. I know some Barca fans that I saw were upset because they thought that they should have just gotten the Levante striker because he has been offering himself up to Barca for a while now, and he was pretty decent. So they were saying it's a cost-effective option, and then maybe he just makes a step-up level with a better service that he would get at Barca. But it doesn't look like it because the way it's Barca's going for that high-profile target.
hey, Jesse, my boy Ferran Torres, apparently there's a rumor that he goes to Real Madrid.
Yeah, I completely ignored it because it's nonsense.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense for him. I think he likes Barca too much. Why would he go to a situation where he has to fight for a starting spot? I think his
Yeah,
destination is going to be PSG. But they're just waiting for him to come back from vacation to negotiate that.
and then I know Barca's also had problems because they were trying to look at midfield signings, but the Casado does not want to leave, so that's delayed any signing for them because there's too many spots
I was,
or like
just,
not enough spots.
I was gonna say there's a rumor that because he was supposed to go to Monaco, but the talks broke down between the player and the club. But I saw that it got reignited, and now he's even rumored to go Al Hilal. So if he wants money, he could go get that over there.
Yeah.
Because even the transfer is gonna be 34 million, which is probably the highest. Alvaro Carreras is rumored to go to Chelsea too.
That's been a lot of linked to. He's been linked a lot to Chelsea for because they need a left back, but I don't think it happens.
You guys are also linked to Flavinho, but that was on July 9th. That was a couple weeks ago. But it's gonna be interesting, Jesse. I'm telling you, this. I think this La Liga season is gonna be super competitive. And Barca wins it again.
I think I really like again Athletic Madrid. The signs that they make it, they seem really good, but they just I don't know, they never work out because they signed Kang Lee, and we've been raving about him since his Mallorca days. I think he's a really good player, and then now he gets a bigger role with Athletic Madrid. I think he could really shine. But again, it's Athletic Madrid. They just somehow always
Start slow, pick it up, and then just fall off the edge of the earth.
yeah. I don't get them because they're just a weird team. They're like Spurs in a way, but not Spurs. They're like a level above it, just a
Yeah,
little bit better.
just consistent, more consistent than Spurs. Um, I
Yeah,
was
and
I was gonna say John Stones. He signed with Inter Milan, and for low wages too.
yeah,
People were criticizing Barcelona that why didn't they go for him? Because again, it's a free transfer, low wages. It would have made sense, but maybe they just avoided the. They wanted to avoid the injury prone issue of it all. Tony Araujo is also rumored to leave. There's some offers for him. Please, someone take him.
yeah. I don't think anyone goes for him, especially now because of just the wages. Just the wages put teams off.
Fermín Lopez is back. He's training again with the group. Unfortunately, missed the World Cup. I hope they give him a medal because he was part of the was gonna be part of the team.
I don't know.
Tony Fernandez.
I mean, Agüero got one.
Yeah, exactly. Give it to my boy Fermin, World Cup winner. Any other transfers that comes up?
Grimaldo to Atletico Madrid.
Grimaldo to Atletico Madrid too. Oh yeah, that's the one you were gonna say, right?
Then they also signed Holman, the Sporting CP center mid.
Mm-hmm.
It's good signings.
I'm
Who
looking.
else?
Casemiro to Inter Miami. Oh,
Oh
Duran.
yeah,
He left Al Nassr and went to Benfica on loan.
yeah. He like we had been saying it for like a year now that he's like he regretted making the move.
We literally predicted this too. We said
Yeah,
he's
because
gonna go like get generational wealth. Be like, all right, he's still young enough to try to start his career again, and he goes to like a Benfica team and starts it up.
no, but he messed it up because he can't because the way it works is you. It happened with because I read it when Jordan Henderson left because he went to Ajax before. For your money to not be taxed in Saudi, you have to be able to be at the club for 2 years, and he left after a year, so he's getting all that money taxed, and he's not keeping the same wages
Oh, I seen because he left Al Nassr,
because he went to Fenerbahce,
Fenerbahce,
and now he's going again to Benfica on loan.
and between the start of 26, he was in Zenit St. Petersburg.
Yeah, he's been going around,
Went from
and
scoring
he's been
20 goals with Aston Villa to 12, 5, and 2.
yeah, it just bad choice. Because if he was gonna go to Al Nassr, just get the pay, wait the 2 years, get the paycheck, and get sold back. But it was like 6 months, and then he wanted to leave again, and that's not how that works.
And think about it. Imagine him like never joins Al Nassr and like continues,
He
progressing his
he
career.
probably would have been linked with like Arsenal, Man U, Man City.
Not
right
even
now.
that. Like Colombia would have benefited so much because they needed a striker to be scoring goals, and he would have been that guy.
Yeah.
Make him Mexican, Jesse. Make him Mexican. Uh, any other transfers that catches your eye?
No, I want to talk about Man U
What about him?
because the new owners came in and they were talking about how they wanted to rebuild the Man U and build them of like the same of the old, right? And what I can say about their transfers recently is they've been good so far. Like Tillemans, I think it's a good buy. I think it's solid. Who was the other one?
Casemiro sold. Carl Darlow. He's a goalkeeper. Andre Santos.
No, another midfielder.
No, I don't see another one. I see a goalkeeper. Andre Santos is the midfielder. Yuri Tillsman is the other midfielder. Andre Onana transfer. Jadon Sancho.
Oh, Andre Santos. Yeah, yeah, midfielder.
Yeah, I think you're tweaking out with the name. But yeah, it's the Chelsea midfielder.
Yeah, because it's crazy because they're spending what would be like solid transfers back in the day because it's just inflated now. Because what Andre Santos is 50 million for that.
So, yeah.
Back in the days, that would have been like 20, maybe 30 million back in the days. But like we said previously, the whole Vinny saga, right, of him potentially leaving. The only English club linked to him is Arsenal, and that's surprising because beforehand, Man U would have been all over it. Like, where have they gone that they haven't been? They can't even compete for all these stars because like they couldn't even compete for like any of the big moves. Like they weren't in for Morgan Rogers, or like all these other guys like Donali and stuff like that. Like
And
they
it's players they
settled
need, you
for,
know?
yeah, exactly, like players of high quality. Like we said, Tillemans, he's a good player, but he's not at that top level for like a top club. Like he was doing well with Aston Villa,
And then
like a
Andre
step below.
Santos, you have to develop him because he's only 22 years old.
Yeah, and he's not at that level. But instead of going for like these world class players, they're going for like a player below that. Like I think that's a horrible uh, showing of like where Manu's at. Because instead of going competing for these world class players, they're just not going for them.
Because again, they're not horrible players, but they're not like the players that are going to win you the championship.
Or even get you close to the top four.
You don't think they make it top four with these transfers? Maybe they, I don't know. Because they also have the Marcus Rashford situation. They have to sell him or keep him or try to renegotiate his contract, which I don't think he's going to renegotiate because how bad they've done him. But yeah, they have a lot of things. Maybe that's why they didn't go for him. Because again, wages are a high thing. Bruno Fernandes is still there. There's kind of no rumors of him leaving, so it's a lot of high wages again.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like you have to do something because right now what they're doing, I think, if anything, is just maintaining the status quo, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Yep, I don't doubt it. So yeah, they're gonna go limited into the squad. Let's see. What is their? So yeah, they still have Rashford. Does the elite? I think he's still part of the squad. So
Yeah, but he was injured for like the second half.
but he still makes a lot of money. For Bruno Fernandes makes a lot of money. So I'll tell you right now, 78 million euros or pounds, whatever it is. The elite is at 50. Bruno Fernandes is pretty much at 50. Mateus Cunha is at 50. Benjamin Šeško is at 41. And Mbemu 39. 39 Kobe Mainu. But it's a lot of high wages. Andrei Santos that hasn't been disclosed. Same thing with Yuri Tillsman. There's no disclosure on their wages just of yet. But it's gonna be difficult for Man U to try to compete with that. Plus, they also have the stadium, so maybe they're just being conservative with their money, which probably not the right way. If anything,
I
just
mean,
staying afloat.
we saw what happened with Spurs when they did a similar situation because in right before they built their stadium, they couldn't buy anyone in the transfer window. They had the same squad over and over, and that squad deteriorated until like it was a failure because they were competing for the Premier League title, made it to a Champions League final. To look at the situation they are now.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I think like the signings are similar. Because last year we were raving about it. Oh, it's a pretty good signing, but it's not like whoa, it's a this is a perfect signing. This is an amazing signing. This is a world class player. So maybe we see Man U in the relegation zone.
Yeah, it's because now, and also like Michael Carrick, it's fully on you now. There's no interim tag. You're the head coach. Like all the blame goes straight to you.
That it does. Hey, if anything, take the head coach title off and make him interim. But there's hilarious news. Speaking of like poorly ran things with the Italian Federation.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was sending you.
We're,
Oh, it's hilarious.
we're just so excited how Maldini took over the Italian national team like direction.
Him and Leonardo, they were supposed to take charge of the national team and be in charge of all the hiring process and everything.
And then, they're like, you know what? Pirlo, make him the head coach. And no,
The FA said no.
they're like, no, we
They
don't
said
want
no.
him. What was the reason for it? It's so
Because he had been doing he was sponsored by like a Russian betting app or like website or something like that.
that's the only reason. And then, because Buffon's also part of that, right? I don't think he's the one that resigned, but Maldini's pretty much saying like, if we don't make
He's resigned.
Pirlo as our head coach, I'm leaving with him and Leonardo. And they're like, the FA stood on their ground, said no, so they left. That just shows you the state of the Italian Football Federation at the moment.
Yeah, because like the only reason why Guardiola took the meeting with the to become a Italian head coach was because it was Maldini.
Yep.
There's no other reason he would ever take that call or like type meeting because he's coming off Man City where he could get like any player or anything he wanted. He's not gonna go to like the shit show that is the Italian federation and head coaching job right now, unless it's Maldini.
Exactly. So I don't know. This guy had a bunch of pool. Maldini has ran a successful club in AC Milan before they fired him for stupid
For no
reasons.
reason.
And then look at AC Milan now. So clearly he
Yeah,
has a good direction of football. He knows how to pick his candidates. And maybe he could develop Italian football, but Italian football does not want that apparently.
yeah, they wanted to stay in the mud.
But
You know why they said no? Because they're like, hey, we heard Infantino, he's making it 64, so there's no way we don't make it, right?
I hope they don't make it after all this. Just
That'd
what
be
are the odds
hilarious.
of them not making it? That'll be insane.
It'll be hilarious.
But yeah, that's the current state of Italian football. It baffles us. It made us laugh as soon as we saw the headline. But there's nothing more to it.
Because yeah, it makes no sense. Oh, probably like one of the greatest Italian players of all time. Of not even Italian, one of the greatest offenders of all time, if not the greatest offender of all time, who's also known to be a pretty good GM and president of operations. Let's not listen to what he says.
Nah.
Let's get rid of him.
He's sponsored by a Russian betting app. Get him out of here. Like what?
Out of all the things to take a stand on, that's where you think like not what your players are over here doing. That's diabolical. You're gonna completely ignore that, but Russian betting app because it's not
Yeah.
like the rest of the world that already has like betting apps or things like that.
You think they go back and rehire him and like call their bluff?
I don't think he goes back. I think the only way he goes back is if he has complete control. Like he can't even like they can't even interfere, and I don't think they do that.
Yeah. It'll be difficult. Fire the president. The board should have been like, no. The reason we're in this situation right now is because of this current president. We're listening to Maldini now. But it is what it is. Let them suffer. I enjoy it. It's great. It's great reading it.
Sanity, dude.
But anything else that you could think of? Kind of a slow couple of weeks. It's fresh out of the World Cup. Preseason is barely starting, and it's not even the good preseason yet. It's like just rotational players for now. But
Yeah, I think it's just getting the players back right now and seeing where they are physically, and then I think like in a week or two is when they like set off for like their like promo tours because it's kind of what it is.
yeah, and also the transfers are just gonna heat up. We already saw everything happening with Real Madrid, making a huge move for Diamonde. We'll see if the Julian Alvarez saga, anything happens at all. Because apparently Julian Alvarez asked for a meeting with the board of directors, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll give you one, but at the start of our preseason, you'll be there." Like, oh
Yeah.
damn. But yeah, there's more to come. I'm pretty sure it's just the start. And who transferred who? What club has a panic buy? There's always the one club.
Yeah. Because remember last year, Gyökeres didn't go to Arsenal until like a week before the transfer deadline.
Oh yeah.
And then also there was a whole situation with Newcastle when they sold Isak also like at the last minute.
That is true.
And then they bought Woltemad, who they want to get rid of right now, and also Wisa, who was injured the entire time basically.
So there's gonna be a panic buy. I don't know exactly who it is yet. My bet is on Arsenal because they really haven't bolstered anyone. Same thing, Man City hasn't really bought people, right?
Man City, they're trying to buy Boadi,
Oh,
the
from Leeds.
CM. Yeah, because right now I think they're just handling things because they just sold James Stratford to Leeds, the backup goalie who they thought was going to be their number one beginning last year, but then they got Donnarumma, so they sold him. They might go for center backs because John Stones left, and then they might just want to get more bodies there.
Look, I'm looking at. They bought Elliot Anderson.
Hmm?
Interesting. It's expensive. I don't know why. They bought Pierce Charles, a backup keeper. They sent that guy on loan. They bought Jeremy Monga from Leicester City, and
Yeah, he's a 16-year-old or 15-year-old, so
for 15 million, that's crazy.
yeah, because he was starting for them at the championship.
He's
But then they
17
got
now.
dropped to the third division.
Just
Yeah.
turned 17. So he plays both sides on the wing. Then they signed another left winger, and Raygon Heskey for 2 million from Cologne. So, oof, it's not the Man City of before, you know. They're trying to build up the squad. Looks like Phil Foden's staying.
Well, this is the Maresca squad now, so I wonder how he sees it. I think he's just waiting to see the players and see what's missing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting for them. I don't know if they'll win it, but it's be an interesting season. Gotta
Yeah,
keep Haaland
I
happy too.
already got my bet. I got Chelsea winning the Premier League next year.
Oh, it's because your boy Xabi Alonso's there.
Yeah. I already got my Chelsea jersey ordered.
Oh, for Respi?
No, for me.
Didn't you make a bet with
last
Respi?
That was last year.
Oh, okay.
This is for me.
Nah, just get
It's not
yourself
gonna have any player. It's
get
gonna have
yourself
Xabi
a
Alonso on the back.
tracksuit, dude. A tracksuit with Xabi Alonso's name on the back.
I'm getting both. That's my coach.
Um,
He's winning it. He's winning it.
I'm like looking at Liverpool. Iraola's an interesting shout. But again, have they been busy in
They're-
transfers?
Uh,
They signed Pesic. Oh no, they signed him on loan. They signed the goalkeeper.
they haven't really signed anyone.
Shoboslai got a contract extension. Mo Salah still free agent.
Yeah, they've just been linked with everyone, and then no one goes to them.
Well, then again, they spent a lot of money last season, so maybe they're kind of like forced not to. They bought
'Cause they were
Victor
linked with
Munoz.
Diamond. Yeah, Victor Munoz, but that's it. They've been linked with Diamonde. That didn't happen. They've been linked with a couple other guys. That didn't happen. Right now, they're linked with Barcola, but they're asking 150 million.
Jesus.
So there's that, and then there's also rumors of Van Dijk potentially leaving. So that'll be a big setback.
To Barca.
I'm surprised they don't get a center back because that's still a problem of need. Because they only have Jeremy Jacquet.
I'm looking at the rumors right now, so it is Barcola. Diamonde is still there, but they're gonna have to try to outbid Real Madrid and convince them not to go. Alkel Chui, the Monaco right winger.
From Monaco, yeah.
Daniel Sedson. Adam Warren.
Alquichu is linked to PSG as well, so I don't know how well that's gonna go.
Ryan Victor from Bournemouth. There's a lot of links. Schlotterlop too. I hate him now after I found out what he did. They're a Raul Asensio, bro. I hate him. So again, a lot of quiet summers, but we get it why. We're never gonna see a 500, or at least from this season, we're not gonna see another Liverpool 500 million summer.
Don't say that yet. You never know what could happen.
That'll be insane. Is there anything else, or you want to wrap it up?
I'm trying to think. Is there anything? I think that's it.
Well, that's it, boys. Thank you so much for watching. It's gonna be a slow couple of weeks, but we're gonna try to make it as interesting as possible and bring all the drama, because yep, there's a lot of drama in football. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.
Peace.